exactly what is a Top Fuel dragster? Well, it's the fastest accelerating vehicle in the world, and it's the only class in motorsports that is unlimited. There are no restrictions on the engine. We'll take a look at Joe Amato's state-of-the-art Top Fueler here behind me, from back to front. This is the giant wing. Sits about 7 foot in the air. Purpose is to put down pressure on the rear of the car for traction. Here are the slicks, 17 inches wide, a pair of them. In between them is nestled a custom-built aluminum center section rear end. 4130 chrome moly chassis. Here are the dual parachutes that are required to stop the car. Inside there's the clutch, a very sophisticated unit. The slider clutch designed especially for the sport of drag racing. Inside, the titanium bell housing to protect from shrapnel. The latest in racing engines, the 495 cubic inch Chrysler Hemi engine, all aluminum racing engine, billet heads, billet block, it's all custom made. Dual fuel pumps, the latest in technology for these fuel cars. Also leads for a computer. Everything here is completely computer monitored. They monitor exhaust temperature, blower pressure, everything. Produces about 3,000 horsepower, and its life expectancy is only like 8 seconds. So the big engine sitting here propelling this car. Up in the front is the very sophisticated fuel and ignition system of the car. Dual fuel pumps, dual ignition systems to make sure that everything gets all the fuel, all the spark it needs. Moving on up the chassis, connects to the driver's compartment. Right now, the tool tray sitting on top. It also contains the spark plugs they need, all their warm-up parts, anything they might need. They have air wrenches, special wrenches for the spark plug, all the fittings, all the fuels, all the chemicals that they need. The driver's compartment in here, protected by a chrome moly 4130 roll cage. They're very simple controls. He's got a steering wheel. He's got a parachute release. He's got a handbrake. He's got a fuel shut-off, and the thing that leans it out, adjusts the motor and the fuel combination as he goes down the track. One button to shift the car. This is the canopy. It's for aerodynamics and also to protect the driver against any loose debris that might be out on the track. The driver gets closed into the car, the canopy comes down. Moving up the chassis, covered by magnesium and aluminum bodywork. Up in the front of the car, the fuel tank. Joe's wife, Jerry, right now mixing the fuel and putting it in the car. The car uses about 18 gallons of fuel a run. It's put up in the front of the car for weight to prevent the all-costly wheel stand. Moving on up, here's the front end, the front suspension. There is none. It's not adjustable. There's no spring at all. The struts and the steering arms, all aerodynamic style tubing to kind of cut through the air as best as it can. The long nose, they're allowed 30 inches out front here. They have this wing. This wing is aerodynamically designed to take the air that comes across the car up over the front wheels and allow it to cut through the air a lot smoother. That's your basic Top Fuel dragster. Runs a quarter mile in about 5.5 seconds, and speeds have reached 280 miles an hour.
And you run the race on a positive note where you envision yourself winning, and that gets your mind mentally on the positive side. Plus, it also gives you time to think about what you're doing mechanically in the car. This way, if something happens, you're ready to do it. You know, if something goes crazy and you have to react, you can do that. Last night, after we made our final qualifying, the boys disassembled the whole motor, checked the engine, the transmission, the rear end, the clutch. They adjust everything, and they put it all back together. Now we have to start the car, warm it up, readjust the valves, check the timing, adjust the clutch, you know, pack the parachute, mix the nitro, and basically check everything. You have to make sure everything is race ready. When you go up down the starting line, there can't be anything that you didn't think of. You know, and the driver has to be ready. The crew chief has to have the car tuned for today's weather conditions, track conditions, and you make your best shot. You go up there to give you your best shot driving, and hopefully the crew chief has it tuned up, and you make a lot of horsepower, and you win.
story of the 1984 World Top Fuel champion, Joe Amato. He was the first man to run 260 miles in a quarter mile. We're here with him today with his brand new state-of-the-art Top Fuel dragster. Let's talk to him. Joey, you won the Top Fuel championship in 1984. It must have been a very big goal for you to reach.
Yeah, in '84 we were the world champion, and we were also the first car to go 260 mile per hour. That was the culmination of our entering Top Fuel in '82. You know, we thought it would take us a lot longer to get to that point as far as becoming the world champion. But Timmy took my crew chief, Tim Richards, took the Top Fuel racing like a duck takes the water. And it's been exciting since then. You know, we've had about 5 years in Top Fuel now, and we've been either number 1, number 2, and as far back as number 4. But, you know, it's been in the top 5 since we started, so we're plenty happy where we are.
How about streamlining? You tried it, you didn't use it. A lot of drivers are trying it. Darryl Gwynn just took it off. How important is it?
Well, streamlining is important to a point. You know, when we pioneered our tall wing, we proved to ourselves that there's a lot to be gained with streamlining. But then we went further. We tried to cover the front wheels on the car, and that made the car get airborne at the finish line. Now, Garlitz was fighting that all last year, racing his car, and it was always bounced off the ground at the finish line. That's no fun driving a 270 mile per hour missile with the front end off the ground. So we opted to go back to a semi-streamliner, we call this car. It's got a streamlined drive around the driver area. There's the bubble, the cockpit is all streamlined, and around here, we made the body a little taller on the car. The body comes up to cut the wind better. We put skirting down around the car. It's got skirting down around the car on both sides. The skirting keeps the air flowing under the car and lets it go through the wind better. And then going up to the front of the car, instead of going with the cover, we put a small nose on the front, and we have a regular wing. And the wing pushes the air up and away from the tubing here. We don't feel the streamlining on the front is worth that much. It's worth a lot of press, and people get excited about it because they feel it's new and innovative, but the raw facts are, if you have enough horsepower, you can drive a bathtub down through there and go 270. That's the bottom line. That's where Tim Richards comes in. He's got to have to make the horsepower. That's what it comes. That separates the men from the boys. Our race team is more like family. We have all the people that work on my team live in our immediate area. I didn't bring anybody in from California to work. We decided to go Top Fuel. You know, the people is what makes a business, what makes a racing team. And I've got the people, and I give them a lot of freedom in what they do. That's what makes me be able to do what I want to do. I get people, I teach them what I want them to do, and then I can go racing. And my father-in-law comes, my wife comes, she packs the parachute, she mixes the nitro for the car, she backs me up on the starting line, she gives us moral support, she does the cooking, you know, she goes and gets us food to eat. So she does a lot. She does all the hotel bookings. She's an integral part of our team. The critical thing to anything in life is people. Anything you want to do, you surround yourself with good people and they make you look good.